Welcome to solverfy.
Okay, we have a question about which statements are true about diastereomers. 50-50 mixture of diastereomers, I'll just say D's, is a racemate. Okay, they are not mirror images of each other. They only have one stereocenter. They can be optically active. And E and C bonds are examples of diastereomers. Double bonds. Again, I'm just going to write D's for diastereomers. Okay, well, maybe it would help to talk about what diastereomers are, right? You may know that enantiomers are, for example, the mirror image of a molecule that has one or more stereocenters that does not contain a mirror plane of symmetry, right? Well, what diastereomers are has to do with changing the stereochemistry of stereocenters, right? But it has to do with when you have two or more stereocenters. Let's do bromine here. And the idea is that, let's see, this is R, and then this is 1, 2, 3, this is also R. And the idea is that a diastereomer represents a molecule in which you take your original molecule with its stereocenters and you change only one of those stereocenters, right? And it's not when you have meso, right? So here we went from RR to RS. So these are diastereomeric, right? And what's interesting is that when you have one or more stereocenters, you can have a diastereomer like this represents, but you can also have an enantiomer. We can still have the mirror image of this molecule, right? That is still a thing. For example, this is the SS rather than the RR. It's the mirror image reflected across that way. These are enantiomers. And these are diastereomers. Okay, so now let's revisit the question. Do they have only one stereocenter? No, that's impossible. They must have at least two. Are they not mirror images of each other? Well, we know this is true, right? Because if they were mirror images of each other, they would be enantiomers. So by definition, diastereomers can't be mirror images of each other. That's probably the answer. Is a 50-50 mix of diastereomers a racemate? No. A racemate or racemic mixture is reserved for enantiomers. It's a 50-50 mixture of a pair of enantiomers. For example, if we had a solution that was 50% R 2-chlorobutane and 50% S 2-chlorobutane, this would be a racemate. 50% RR and 50% RS is not a racemate. However, a 50-50 mixture of the RR and the SS would be a racemate. Okay, so this is not true. They can be optically active. This is true, right? They have stereocenters, and they're not meso. That means they can be optically active. Finally, easy double bonds are examples of diastereomers. This is not true. Diastereomers relate to specifically the changing of one or less than all of the stereocenters in a molecule. E and Z can introduce stereoisomerism, but it's not an example of diastereomerism.